It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, and this one features Michael Mayer. He went well over 100 yards a week ago and found his way to the end zone. It's the Raiders and the Packers under the lights on Monday night.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. Today, boy, what a matchup. Two NFL franchises with so much history, so much tradition, getting set to do battle here, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. It's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So here are the new-look Packers set to go to work. And at the helm here in 2023, a lot of eyes on this man in his fourth NFL season, Jordan Love.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
A guy coming off a career high in rushing yards last year. Here's Aaron Jones. The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 14 carries, 73 yards.
And those numbers have both he and his blockers motivated this week. They saw that yardage total climbing, but stopped short of 100. Every one of them has to be driven this week to help him reach the century mark.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. You look at this Raiders defense. They were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass. You know, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first. Come up first and 10 now from the 33. Love going to give this one to Jones. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Again, it's Jones. And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Love. That is caught. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 39. A big gain of 28 as the drive continues. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 39-yard line. Love now. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
It certainly looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
2nd down. Love. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So the Raiders backed up here to begin their first drive. Leading them out, still one of the most recognizable QBs in the game and one of the most fun QBs in his 5th season. It's Gardner Minshew.
So this is where we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try to create some space.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Now the NFL's leading rusher a season ago, Josh Jacobs. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This is 2nd and 8. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Minshew, 1st and 10. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
After a 100-catch, 1,000-yard season 2021, Renfro's follow-up season was a major disappointment. Injuries and offensive changes kept him to just 330 yards, so hopefully the fan favorite can return to Pro Bowl.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Raiders put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. Second quarter from Vegas, the home-standing Raiders with a football here. As they've got it as we resume action. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Keyshawn Nixon now going to bring it out of his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Packers offense here coming back out for their second drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the There he goes, left side! And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. An inside give to Jones. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
On play action, Love to throw. And that'll be incomplete. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that, but if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball.
It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Browns have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Jones. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. That time a little misdirection really seemed to fool the defense.
And think of it this way. From the time you're in high school, you're taught to watch film and pick up tendencies. Sometimes they can use those against you, though, when they break their own tendencies and hit you back the opposite direction, huh?
He'll get this down to the 38.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cut. he's trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. A check down here to Jones. And he's going to have the Packers first down, at least at first glance, as they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Here's Love. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. To throw now, here's Love. Throw left side is complete to Reed. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Love from the gun. Touchdown, Packers! Jaden Reed, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Packers are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Carlson's extra point up and good. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So I'll leave it at 7 now as they kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here comes the offense again, and let's focus on Josh Jacobs for a moment. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season, and of course it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for them.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29. Throwing on first down is Minshew. Buying time to his left. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Here's Minshew. This is caught. Touchdown Raiders. Austin Hooper in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it's capped off by the Austin Hooper touchdown. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Nixon now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1.
Here we go.
He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have reached halftime here in Vegas with the Raiders on top. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where you see the final score there. Dameon Pierce, a touchdown run in the victory. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Mixon. 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Lastly, let's check in on our nation's capital to see what's happening with the Washington Commanders at home at FedEx Field. And it was the visiting Chicago Bears who come away with the victory. Dion?
Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here are the Raiders now to take over. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. On the ground, Jacobs will get the third quarter started. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Looking to throw it, Minshew. That's to a man who's used to catching passes in the green and gold, Devontae Adams.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But it looks like they're ready to go.
Well, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Jacobs from the gun. There's a nice move. Down to about the 45. And now they're in the hurry-up. Second down, Jacobs once more. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. Minshew sets to throw. Forced out to his left. And that is incomplete.
Well, no surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line. So here are the Packers now. They get set for their first possession of half number 2. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Running right, Jones. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he'll lose yardage and be down at the 7-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Trying to run forward with Jacobs. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll try and run with a fullback, Johnson. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. Good footwork at the 30. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 48 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. Dances by him. Touchdown, Packers! A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Packers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. What a way to wrap up the week in the NFL. All tied on this Monday night as the kick is away. This fielded right at the goal line. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. It's a foot race. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Raiders. This game wasn't tied for long. How about that? A big return here in the 4th.
And this is that time of game where every big play is magnified. 4th quarter, kick return for a touchdown. You've got to feel great about your chances at this stage of the game.
Yeah, they regained the lead. Now we'll see if they can hold it. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. We talk a lot about explosive plays on offense. How about an explosive play on special teams? Certainly one there on the kick return for a touchdown. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And can they take advantage? Their defense got the 4th down stop, and now they're hoping to find the end zone. A field goal wouldn't be enough to erase this 4th quarter deficit.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
A 2nd down throw for Love. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Jordan Love ready on first down here. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
That fourth quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Going back to Love. Throw caught by Musgrave. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Let's go.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. Here's 1st and 10. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now Love. Musgrave's got it out right.
It drives some people crazy to see those short throws underneath. They've got to find a way to gash the defense downfield.
Well, the black hole and everyone in Vegas on their feet. Here's 3rd down now. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Jaden Reed with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Packers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. What a way to wrap up the week in the NFL. All tied on this Monday night as the kick is away. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Well, partner, here it is. They've got the chance to win the game. You'd have to think they need to get it near the opposite 40 to have a chance to kick a game-winning field goal. We'll see what they can do.
And you're right about that, because if we look at it in macro, that's what it looks like. But I think in micro, the head coach has already asked the special teams coach, what is he feeling? What does he think? Where does he want the football? What's the yard line we have to get? And he's already relayed that to his quarterback and his offense. They know what the goal is. Now the key, can they get there?
Now Minshew being chased out left. And his throw here is incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. But just a gigantic play here, both sides. This is 3rd and inches. Minshew on the move to his left. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now. Here's Minshew. And it's caught. And that's a touchdown as they've broken our tie here in the final minute of the 4th. Carlson now to add the extra point. And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it's capped off by the late touchdown. It's a 7-point lead here in the final minute of the game. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So here's Love and the Packers. Down 28-21, 44 seconds to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on 1st down. Love's throw brought in by Watson. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. Love. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
He finds Watson. It's caught. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line. Love. That one caught downfield by Watson. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. One last shot now for Love. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And this is incomplete. So no miracles here on the final play. And this ball game is over. Parker, what a finish to this one. I mean, this offense, they had it down there inside.